Hi there, this is Johann and Belinda. We'd love to have you join us as we continue with our renovation projects on our beautiful, ugly house in KwaZulu-Natal, in the beautiful town of Underberg at the foothills of the southern Drakensberg Mountains. We're in a picturesque location and we're just loving our lives here. We want to share it with you, so we'd love for you to come along for the ride. Hi, it's Belinda and Johann again from the Midlife Gallivanters. We really appreciate every like, every view, and if you aren't already subscribed, why not? Give us a like, give us a share, and let's get into our video. The format that we're going to take today in answering your questions is Jasmine's got the list of questions and she's behind the camera. Jasmine is our eldest daughter. She's going to be asking us the questions and we're just going to be answering them for you.
This project was broken up into two phases. Is phase one of the project now complete?
Not completely.
No, the phase one isn't complete. We are still doing the final and finishing touches, more to the interior of the house, and we'll do the exterior finishings most probably in a week. That should have been concluded.
What are some of the interior finishings that are still not completed?
From that I'm responsible for, it's the joining of the floors, the repairing unforeseen accidents, and finishing up the fireplace. Still a few ornamental things in terms of the bathroom,
Our bedroom door needs to be hung.
and then some curtain rod and rails. Yeah, that's about that.
And little glitches like the wall has, we had no idea how strong the walls were. And wherever we've tried to hang a picture, we've literally made a hole because the screws or the nails have buckled or bent. So we are busy touching up with paint as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
Did you guys stick within your budget for phase one?
Definitely not.
Definitely not, and I'm going to give a few of the reasons from my side. A few of the things from my side that impacted the project greatly was we were just going to add a few plug points and one or two light switches to the house. When we had a look and the state of the electrical distribution box, that was very dated and the cabling very old, so we had to basically rewire the whole house. And also in terms of the plumbing, the fittings used were really for old taps and stuff dated in the 70s, 80s. And we then decided to redo all of the plumbing. And while we did that, that gave us the opportunity to move basins and add a shower and yeah, a lot of things.
Well, they were things that we wanted to do from the very beginning, but we were able then to incorporate that whole redesigning of the bathrooms with whatever plumbing we needed to do in any case.
Yeah. Right, so while we were at it, we made a point of emptying and checking the septic tank or the French drain, the soak pit where the water overflow is. We dug that up redid that and rerouted the main water supply into the house.
So was that all not included then in the original plan?
Not
No,
really.
a little bit of it was included in the original plan, but not to the extent of redoing all of the electrical and redoing all of the plumbing. Another unforeseen cost was the house. The house had old steel windows, window frames. We thought we'd juice it up and repaint it, but after having a look at it, it was just coat of paint upon coat of paint. So we decided to change all of the windows to powder coated aluminium windows.
All the external doors we changed as well.
Yes.
We repurposed the internal doors, except we're going to put a new door on our bedroom. We don't have a door in our bedroom yet, but we've only just moved in there today. That's a room that needs to be completed.
And if you could say percentage-wise, what percentage did you go over budget?
I'd say we went about 30%. Things for going over budget is we really chose the light fittings,
The finishing touches.
yeah, the finishing touches, yeah.
We spent a little bit more money on.
Yeah, the bathrooms, the furbishment of the bathrooms, and then, yeah, the kitchen. The kitchen, I think the kitchen was the single most expensive room.
Yes, we went
In the house.
30% over budget just with the kitchen. We had no idea what a kitchen would cost, and we decided to just have cabinets on two sides of the wall. And when the kitchen guy, the guy who designed our kitchen, came to give us advice, he said to us that people have never said to him they have too many kitchen cupboards. They've often told him after he's finished with the project that they have too few. So his advice to us was to do a U-shaped kind of kitchen and cabinets throughout, and then on the fourth wall we have quite a large pantry and a broom and storage closet. So that's given us a lot extra space,
Yeah.
which is great.
It's the first time that we could choose a bath or a shower layout or a kitchen layout.
Did you guys stick to the time frames you'd set for phase one?
To a large degree, I think we did.
Unforeseen circumstances that affected the project. Rain, unseasonable rain for this time,
Yes.
for this time period in Underberg. The thing that had the biggest impact, it put the project back about 3 weeks, was the late delivery of the aluminium windows and doors. So we could only take out the steel windows once the aluminium windows had arrived. Okay.
So we had initially planned to do the windows first and
Yeah.
let the concrete dry, then do the flooring and the ceilings. We didn't mind
Yeah.
which of those were done in which order, preferably the ceilings first and then the flooring.
Yes.
And then last of all, we were hoping to do the interior painting. And it ended up that everything was being done simultaneously just because of the late delivery of the windows. It was very, very stressful.
Yeah, that was, I think, the most stressful thing out of the whole project.
Our deadline initially was the 7th of April because we were living in a rental while we were doing the renovation, and we had to be out of the rental by the 7th of April. We were fortunate enough to get to know the new owner of the house that we were renting, and he gave us an extension basically till the 14th.
14th, yeah.
So we had 1 week extra, which really helped, because even though the doors and windows arrived about 3 weeks before the end of phase 1, or the major part of phase 1, it was a huge upheaval.
Okay, and touching on that stress that you guys felt, both moving and renovations are two of the major stresses in any relationship. How did you guys cope? How did you guys cope with, and how did you handle the stress?
I think most of all, managing of the stress was that Johann came daily to the site. Johann was hands-on. He basically did the project management of this whole renovation, and I kept the fort going on the rental side. So I made sure that everything was okay and running fine in our home. Johann worked the first Sunday of the renovation, and after that we decided that Sundays would be our days off. Johann would be able to decompress, and together we would just go and travel, do something, visit a new site, visit a new restaurant, visit a new area of this new place that we come to live in. And that was what we decided, to take Sundays off. But I would say your last 2 Sundays you weren't able to do that,
No.
and your first Sunday you weren't able to do that.
I think a little bit more. I think the last three weeks was
7 days a week.
7 days a week, from
7
8
to-
o'clock in the morning, sometimes finishing at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in some cases, to see how we could make up for lost time. Being a rental and being away from the site was a major stress reliever.
Are you guys happy with the final outcome of phase 1?
Well, I'm extremely happy. I mean, I didn't even know Belinda called it #ugly house right in the beginning. I loved the house from when I first saw it. Yes, it was ugly.
It was
The
very ugly.
Garden was a disaster. I mean, it was,
Overgrown.
everything was hip high. I knew that the structure of the house was solid. So it was just giving her a makeover. She didn't relent. It was extremely hard work. Cutting into the brick. The guys worked their asses off. We tried not to use any contractors or project management. Obviously, you know your limitations and accreditations, so the electricity I didn't do, the plumbing I didn't do, but most of the other stuff, I had a very competent builder that he builds. He could do the installation of the windows, he could do the laying of the vinyl flooring, the tiling, the shower doors, the doors. Yeah, so that was a lifesaver in terms of this project.
Yes.
So you guys are happy?
Yes, we're happy. It's a tiny little house. I just want to point out that it's very, very small. So as we've unpacked, we've given a lot of stuff away or sold it. So Johann has struggled to let go of stuff. And I have just been selling left, right and center. And we have made some money off selling our extra stuff.
Hindsight is always 20/20. If there's anything you would have done differently, what would it be?
More time. The only thing that we ran out of, except for money, was time. So in terms of this, take the weather
Into consideration.
into consideration. and know your limitations, and know you can only get so much done in a day.
I might have chosen different finishings, but we were very limited as to what finishes we could choose, because being so far away from the city, there was nothing that we could choose literally from here.
Locally, no.
So we literally had to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours to sort out finishings.
It's not the driving so much, my love. It's you lose a day. Yeah, we had to do a lot of stuff online.
And that was okay,
Yeah,
but it just made more sense because we were so far away, and because delivery costs are high because we're out the way, that we tried to order all the finishings from the same sort of places.
yeah. So we couldn't shop in 3 different places. If it was the bathrooms and the showers and the taps, we were stuck to one supplier or one vendor.
Yeah. We chose to do that to make it easier on ourselves in the long run. But those are all things that we can change in the future.
And then lastly, what can the viewers look forward to in phase 2 of the project? And is phase 2 the last phase?
Phase 2 is the building of our extension.
Now we call it the conservatory. Now that'll add about
We'll add about 30 square meters.
square meters to the house, and then I'm equipping the current garage as my workshop. But due to the climate in Underberg, we need to build a garage for, you know, the safe storage of the cars.
And then there will be more phases, because the garden we won't be able to do in phase 2 because it's winter and everything dies apparently in Underberg. We've never lived in an area where everything dies in winter, so this is something new for us. So the garden will happen in phase 3, basically spring, summer in South Africa. That's when we'll start our garden.
Yeah, and then the garden as such, I think Belinda's talking about garden in terms of roses and that type of thing. We need to do the vegetable garden, and then...
But those are little projects that we'll do in the future.
Yeah, but I mean those are different steps, and then we want to build a chicken coop.
Yes.
And then sort of a relaxing entertainment area.
But that's not necessarily part of any phase.
No.
We will be doing that ourselves. We're going to try and do that as much as possible on our own without extra help, and it'll be something that Johann and I can do project by project.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all the questions I have for you. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Are you fine? You know?
I'm fine. I'm very tired. I'm looking forward to a rest, and just some not doing any home renovations for a while.
For the close future, you will be seeing us doing little projects one by one before phase 2 starts. We just want to say thank you so much for hanging in there. Thank you for watching till the end. There's so many behind the scene swearing and yelling and fighting. It was really, really tough. This was the hardest thing we've done.
Yeah, it has been very tough. Yeah.
It has been really,
More
really
medication. Much more medication, or alcohol, whichever one.
Anyway, we want to say thank you. We're not alcoholics at all on this channel. We just want to say thank you for watching. We really hope that you will stick around and that you will follow us as we continue in our country life. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.